Welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I'm with the Crafters Workshop. I'm going to be using their micro dot stencil to show you a really cool technique to get an ombre effect for your stencil. I really love this technique, so I'm excited to share it with you all. I just have a piece of regular stamping cardstock here, and I'm going to be using my Distress Oxides first of all. So I've taped down my cardstock. It's currently carved front full size, and I know I'm going to want to trim it for a matting layer. So I've just very carefully put a little bit of tape around the edges to hold it down. And now I'm going to pop the dots on top. And I'm going to again grab some more tape and pop this down. This is just regular masking tape. I will link it up. It's one of my favourite. I've used it for years now. And the only time I use anything different is if I'm working with watercolours. I will use the waterproof frog tape just because it will not lift at all. So let's stick this down so it's nice and firmly down as well. And then I'm just going to grab my blending tools. I'm going to grab just a couple out of my drawer here. So I have a few different shades of blue. I'm not going to need all of them. So I'm just going to roughly work out how I'm going to fit these in. So I think I'm going to stick with those four. Now you can do ombre in stripes, or I'm going to do mine on the diagonal. So I start out with my lightest shade, which is going to be our Salty Ocean. These are the double ending blending brushes from Tonic. And first of all, I'm just going to lay down a stripe. Then I'm going to turn my brush to the other end and I'm going to put down some broken china. And that's going to be my next stripe. And I'm kind of going to put my next stripe just to the left of that center line down here because I have four shades. So, and there is at the moment a little bit of gap between the two, but that's fine. Sometimes if you don't feel you're getting enough ink down, you can just kind of stipple it through. Then I'm going to go in with my faded jeans and I'm going to go to the right of that center line. And then once I've stippled, I still blend backwards and forwards. And then I'm going to turn around again and I'm going to go with the blueprint sketch. So now I'm going to make those two colours combine together. So now I'm going to start that overlapping, and I do the overlap with the lighter colour of the two. So at each place where these are going to join together, I'm just overlapping slightly, so I'm going across that central line a little bit into the faded jeans area with the broken china. And then again, I'm going to go back with the Salty Ocean into that broken china area. And what you can do is just lift up one side of your stencil and just have a look if you're happy with the result. You don't want to move the stencil, so make sure you hold the other side. That's why I have tape on either side. I'm going to pop all my lids back on here, like this. And now I'm going to take my Nuvo Glimmer Paste. This is the Moonstone, and so it is actually more of a clear colour. I'm going to use my palette knife here, and I'm just going to go over it. And so that blue that we put down is going to shine through the Moonstone. You can already see that starting to happen. And it's also picked up the colour, so if you look at the two next to each other, it has picked up some of that colour. So I'm actually just going to put the excess into some kitchen towel. This is a great technique where you could do multiple cards at once. You could also just put this through a stencil and you would have blue glimmer paste. Sometimes I also put them in the little sauce pots you get in Five Guys and pop one of the lids on, or sometimes you can put them up in those. Normally if I ask, they'll let me take a few home, and it's also great to just store it for your next project, and because they're airtight, it will be there permanently. I've got a beautiful, almost like mermaid colour. So I'm scraping off any excess as well, and then I'm going to pop my lid back onto the Moonstone, and I'm going to lift my stencil up. I don't want my stencil to dry on there. I'm going to let this piece here dry. I'm just going to wash my stencil under the tap, just regular soap and water, and then we'll come back once this is dry. So now we're ready to finish up our card. I have a card base that I've scored in the middle here, half a piece of Neenah Solar White 8.5 by 11, and then I have a piece of Blue Jay cut to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So let's use our funky tape to stick that one down. And as always, I'm going to mat with my card open. You'll get a more even mat doing it that way. Then we're going to take our glimmer piece, and I trimmed 1/4 inch all the way around so that I didn't lose any of my ombre areas. So it now measures 5 inches by 3 3/4. So again, going all the way around. I'm actually going to have this as a landscape card like this, and we're going to pop, this is Thinking of You, it's a Concord and 9th Sentiment. I wanted something nice and clean and simple just to let that background really sing. And by matting it on that Lawn Fawn Blue Jay cardstock, we really get to enhance those blues. It looks absolutely gorgeous how this comes out. And of course you could do it with any shades, because that Moonstone is translucent. You're going to see whatever you put underneath. You could use inks, you could use watercolours, you could use mixed media, you could acrylic paints, you could really much use anything underneath. Distress inks obviously blend really nicely as well, so that's why I went with those. And I'm just going to stick my Thinking of You, and I'm going to just pop it in the middle, like so. And a great way to do this is just to grab something heavy, acrylic block. My phone just happened to be next to me. And so I leave that on there for a couple of seconds, and that just sticks it down nicely. So thank you so much for joining me here at Hedgehog Hollow. I hope you've enjoyed this really fun technique. I absolutely love this card. I already have a recipient in mind. I needed a card for a particular occasion. Love all that shimmer and sparkle on there. Don't forget to stop by the blog. Links are in the description below for you, as well as to all the links are there, as well as lots of pictures of the card as well, so you can really see how that ombre colours came together on there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or stamp it if you prefer, and click that bell for notifications of when we have a new video. We've got lots of fun things coming out this week, plus we're at the National Stationery Show, so we have lots of content coming from there, and Certex Design Show as well in New York, so stay tuned on that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Hedgehog Hollow as well. Plus do give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this technique and you loved the outcome of the card. We always love to hear your feedback too, so do leave me a comment below. I'd love to know what your favourite combination of ombre colours are as well, and I'll see you again very soon. Happy stamping! Bye!